Welcome back to Selective Ignorance with your girl, me, Mandii B. And this week we are joined by the two people that y'all heard last week. And we are here to break down all the things, diving into who are we really? We're going to get into parasocial relationships, but also the lack of comprehension in the ways in which people seemingly don't seem to think for themselves anymore, whether they are regurgitating information that they are seeing on the Twitter timeline or bringing their thoughts and views from their parenting, their upbringing, all the things they're bringing into their real life, because for whatever reason, people don't feel like they want to have opinions of their own. They don't want to go against the grain. And unfortunately, it is causing us to live in the echo chamber in which we live in. And it's also why maybe some of you don't like my thoughts and views on many things. I refuse to live in an echo chamber. I believe in diving into the things that I don't believe in. And I also believe in questioning everything. Religion, science, and things that we are supposed to perceive as facts. Oftentimes, I want to question it because where are we getting this information from? And I think that's very important. What I also think is important is the ability to hold conversation and discourse with people who think differently than us. Allow the person to finish their thoughts. Allow the person to explain why they believe what they believe. And allow us all to agree to disagree, which ironically was going to be the name of this podcast, but I didn't go with it. Anyways, it's another conversation. I'm joined, as always, with my super producer, a king.
Yo, yo, yo.
Jason is away.
That's your air horn?
Listen, we enter it. Well,
we got it.
A king,
Wow.
shut up.
I'm just saying.
This is crazy.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Get that budget
Here
right.
we go. Y'all, we have Ish, who is not very much a professional podcaster. Somehow, someone's just put a mic in front of his mouth for the last 3 years, and now he's a podcaster. Y'all, we have Ish.
4 years, man.
Oh, excuse me.
That's that Ish.
We got Ish from the Joe Budden Podcast joining, as well as Barry, who today is in 4K, but I call him 5K Barry. And we're here to share our thoughts and views. Now, Barry has been able to listen. He has been a consumer of podcasts for not as many years as he's been alive, because boy, podcasts weren't there back in his old day. And then we have Ish, who has been able to see what this can be, as someone who shares his experiences live and on a mic, who now has the lens of his life, his opinions on a full scale scope, where people can also be like, I hate everything he says. I hate his laugh. I hate what he wears, on some Kendrick shit. You know what I mean? And me, y'all know, I'm a woman who everyone has hated hearing, because people I just don't think want women to have opinions. I mean, not to lean into that, but you know,
that's where you started, though.
Not to lean into that.
I mean, to be fair, this podcast and me starting it was because, and shout out to Ray Daniels, he said some shit at InvestFest that I've heavily leaned into. It's why I started the podcast I no longer have anymore. But also this podcast, I think most people assume that women can just talk about dating, relationships, love, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think many people see women who have a full-scale scope of opinions on a broad range of things. Me, I do.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
No,
Out the gate.
it's not bad.
I'm nervous.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
Do you think society has made you guys dumb down?
I think that based on where we've been from the landscape of the patriarchy, in terms of the positions where we've been able to hold, even over, I would say, the last 30 to 40 years, right? Like I say it all the time, we were able to have our first bank account in 1974. My mom was born before that. So to know that her mom couldn't have, like, you know what I mean? We're still so closely to the space where women were just reproductive beings and household. I think that,
If
yes.
they wake up with some money, they're subject to go crazy.
No. To be
looking pretty and all that.
Here you
but
go.
No.
No, I do. So I think that because women weren't voices in society for so long, from a political landscape, from even entertainment scale. Look at all nighttime television. Still, too, mostly men. In terms of high-level careers, powerful voices were always men. And white men specifically. Yeah, and so to me, yes, being a black woman with a voice, with an opinionated voice that kind of goes against the grain and refuses to just allow people to tell me what I'm saying, doesn't align with society's points and views on how I should exist. Yeah, I feel like, no, I feel like it's been hard for women to have a strong voice, a strong opinion. And we'll get into it later, but it's maybe why people have their views on someone like an Amanda Seales, like a Candace Owens. Mm-hmm. I think that we're not supposed to have those strong narratives. Allowed.
I'll agree with you. From a societal perspective, I would agree with you. I think that I tell you, and I tell you the truth. You
tell me your opinion. I don't know if it's the truth.
Wow.
You tell
I'm
me.
saying you can tell this is the truth. These are conversations that you and I have had off mic.
Off mic.
Horrible.
Yes.
Right? You have horrible. And I'm like, yo, dog, you need to start, because you and I will start talking about banking. We'll start talking about finance.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a wide array of things off mic. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dog, you need to show the world that side of yourself. So that's what you talked about with Ray. Ray's like, yo, dog, you need to be more than just a girl that knows how to talk about X.
I think it becomes a little frustrating for me right now to also have to fight against all the people that still don't want to hear women speak on those things. And so, like, from a mental scope, and we've talked about this too, from a mental scope, when you get on this mic and you share your opinions, you're at the mercy of people criticizing your opinion, criticizing you as a person, and then questioning your character. And so when I'm perceived to be one way, I think it becomes the mental gymnastics, which I talk to Barry quite a lot about, because sometimes it's hard to get away from those comments. It's hard to see people's thoughts and views on you when you mean well, mm-hmm. but people don't believe you mean well. And we talked about this last week with your thoughts on the reparations take. It just becomes difficult to be kind of a pioneer, essentially. It becomes difficult to be the person that's going to be like, oh, damn, actually, I do want to hear more women speak like this. I do want, and right now I feel like we're at that scope where, or we're at that space where women are doing it, and there's a lot of pushback about women having these voices. I mean, I saw it even politically with AOC in New York. Mm-hmm. A lot of people not wanting to have a younger woman of color in a political chair. Like, right now, there's a lot of pushback around opinionated women of color, specifically, that I think a lot of us are pushing the barriers for right now.
Let me ask you a question, because mm-hmm. I can't speak from it because I can't see it through your lens, right?
Okay.
Do you think, and this is one of the things that I think we sometimes, it's a crutch.
Okay. What's
because
a crutch?
Somebody with your opinions, your views, your everything, as a man, might receive the same exact criticism. The criticism don't necessarily come as a result of your gender, but maybe as a result of your content.
Okay.
Right? Cool.
Okay.
So I think it's easy to say, yo, they only doing that because I'm a woman. Right? That's one of my arguments. Y'all know where I stand sometimes with some of the black stuff. Like, yo, fam, oh, they only treat me that way because I'm black.
Right.
That may be the case, but it might not be the case. So I don't like to lean on that as a crutch. I think that, and fam, I'm not a white man. Joe Budden is not a white man. Charlemagne is not a white man. A black woman, I'm sorry. Right. They get critiqued. We get critiqued just as much. So it's not a gender thing sometimes. It's a content thing, or your opinions that are going to be criticized by the masses.
I get that. I still just think that we as a society, all the things are used to hearing men. We're used to hearing men have these and standing on their, like, we're used. Barry, you have a face. For the people not watching it on YouTube, your face is like, ah.
We talk about this all the time. And the challenge is we get more sensitive about people critiquing us that look like us, that are among us.
Okay.
And because we talk a lot of times, everybody, you always tell us, I'm the villain. They think I'm the villain. 90% of the time when you talk about them or you even go to the post, you're responding to black women's posts. I'm assuming it's similar on the Joe Budden. It's mm-hmm. fellas. Mm-hmm. You're hearing fellas that you would think you are speaking for or allying for or being the voice for, who are pushing back on you. So like, what, dude? Where you live? How you don't relate to what I'm saying? How don't you hear me saying it and you be like, okay, I'm saluting them. Why are you shooting at me? And we don't even get to talk that much. And I just think that's it. I don't think neither one of you are listening to, white Jimmy from Nashville, and it's like, oh yeah, I can't sleep tonight because somebody said. It's not bothering you.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the guy that talking to you that's gonna be in the same barbershop as you.
For me, it's not so much the criticism. It's how you critique, right? I've literally, yesterday, a girl came up to me like, Ish, Portia. I never met her. Look.
Are we making assumptions about Portia right off the bat?
No. I never met her in person.
Okay.
Yo, we be going at it sometimes
online.
But good quality conversation. We can, to your point, you can disagree with somebody and still engage in a way that is dope.
I mean, to be fair, that's why this podcast, to me, I enjoy it. I like to have discourse, but healthy discourse. And so I think that that's my problem. I know we talk about comprehension. We talk about where people stand in their opinions, even online. I think a lot of my problem with conversations comes to your response in not agreeing with me comes as an insult. So when you talk about critiquing, you could just say, yo, I completely disagree with everything you said. Here's my thoughts and views. No, instead it's, you're a whore and no one's ever going to want to be with you. I think that we don't have the ability, and when I say we, right now as a society, we want to label people things.
Right.
We want to call them out of their names if that we don't agree with them instead of actually sitting in a space of understanding, which is why I know everyone says, oh my God, take away the podcast mics. My friends laugh at me. It's why I enjoy hearing people talk. There's nothing better than hearing. I yell when I listen to the JBP. I hate everything that y'all say 99% of the time. Y'all sound crazy. But I enjoy hearing because all of your... Don't fix your face, Ish. Ish, fix your face. No, I'll call you sometimes and be like, yo, you should have got this out. Like, I'm mad that you didn't take the conversation here because I feel like it would have allowed for a broader conversation. I enjoy hearing people disagree. Unfortunately, people who want to consume content, when they hear something they don't like, now I want to attack this person. I want to remove their ability to speak. I want to remove microphones from podcasters. And it's like, nigga, do we not enjoy the First Amendment?
But it's two things. One, the people that insult you, and this is my take.
Here we go.
They really don't have the ability to spar with you.
Facts.
If you had the ability to spar with me, you don't gotta insult me. One of my homeboys from Baltimore. Look, Wesley Hawkins, dope dude from Baltimore, wrote a book. My man. We met again based on a disagreement.
Facts.
What did y'all disagree on?
I forgot. It was some black issue. He's from Baltimore, from the hood. Boom,
Okay.
boom. We just start kicking.
And you said, yeah, y'all don't need no money over there.
No, we just start. Wow.
And
You ain't clipping up 47 times, right? No. So look, we start kicking. I'm like, yo, my nigga, we texting too much. Sent me his number. We start kicking it. That's my man now. Again, he got a nonprofit doing great things in Baltimore, and based on our ability to have a conversation, which started from a disagreement,
grew a friendship.
We've reached a place where that's my man. Like, yo, you need some help, whatever you're doing, hit me up. Your nonprofit is moving out. Extend whatever resources I can to you, etc. That's fire. But if somebody don't possess the ability in which to jump in and box with you,
right,
all they gonna do is throw bottles from the arena. You know what I mean? Like, they don't. So, oh fuck you, dog. You know how many times I told people both of my parents are black?
I still
you only think like that because your mama white, you motherfucker.
Not that anything's wrong with that.
Not that anything's wrong with that. Thank you.
You fucking white boy. You just doing that because your mama white. And it's like, yo, fam. No, I think like this because I think like this, and I have the ability to be objective. I think objective thoughts are missing in the space.
How did you think that we got to the? And I love that we're gonna dissect this. How do you think you think social media is where we lost the ability to be objective?
No.
Where do you think?
I'll go social media first. Because it became easier. You got too much access. People share it too easily.
You believe of too much access?
Too much access. You can share information, books, schools, even have conversations, I've been listening to podcasts for the longest of times, but it shows you're a sports fan. Mm-hmm. Name the sports show now. There's 1,000 of them that you actually get informed about sports.
I think that's a different conversation. I think they start with that in mind, right? And then I think hold on. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I think they start with that intent. Right? That we're going to come up here. We're going to discuss sports from a different angle. Some of us are anchored by somebody that played.
Okay.
So they can bring their real life sports experiences to a platform to inform the masses of shit that goes on. One. And I think that this is now a money generating vehicle. And when the money generating vehicle
you lean into what's entertaining
gets into play, now we have to go with what is pushing the engine.
Right.
So
that's when you stop learning. And that's the part that I'm saying. I love to learn. I love the same way you were talking about intelligent conversations. If you wanted, I know you have a daughter, but if you had like even a daughter who was coming up with sports and you wanted to teach her whatever, there's none of them, even with NFL Hall of Famers, basketball Hall of Famers, that you can say, follow them, you'll learn a lot about the sport.
So you know what?
because
I think
not
that's
going to sell.
But not only that,
Exactly.
but I think that's the problem with maybe possibly objectivity right now. You just leaned into podcasts or platforms where you could be informed. Nigga, pick up a book. Nigga, go to a class that teaches you things. I think that's the problem with objectivity, right? We're learning through opinions.
Lazily.
Yeah, lazily. We're learning through opinions and we're learning through our feeds. So, mind you, the feed is tailored towards your algorithm. So if you're somebody who thinks a certain way or is interested in certain things, those are literally going to be the only things fed to you.
Or they like those fat asses. They're going to give you
Here
asses all day.
Here we go with that.
They're going to give you ass all day.
But so I think the problem with people being objective is that we actually are creating these ecosystems of echo chambers. Back to that.
Of subjectivity.
Of where you lean. So when you see enough people in this echo chamber agreeing with you or has the same thoughts and views as you, as soon as someone else thinks something different or that lands on your this person is this person is that. And so unfortunately, we are learning and we're obtaining information via an algorithm that is catered specifically to us.
And our thoughts.
And our thoughts. And so the place in which we can get to where we're able to sit and allow people the ability to disagree with you and for you to listen to them gets removed.
I agree.
Can y'all tell when y'all are in an echo chamber and when somebody's giving you fresh, clear thoughts?
Yes.
I just think there's less of those.
My question is, what makes you think that way? And when you ask someone, so to me, when I sit on a platform, right, a lot of my thoughts, views, and opinions come from my experiences. And so if someone asks me why I feel a way about XYZ, I say, well, this took place. This is the environment I was in. This is what I experienced, and this is what I took from it. That's why I have this opinion. A lot of times right now, when you ask someone why they think of something or where they got to that conclusion, they don't know how to, and it's because they read enough tweets to where they're like, oh, let me remember. It's not their thoughts.
So they're using that AI to go straight to the email. They're not even reading it.
Not even the AI straight to the email. It's, again, when you're getting your news, not from a news broadcaster that is on location at the scene, when you're getting your news from a fucking infographic with big letters and a nice picture, or you're getting your news from tweets of people that have the same thoughts of you, you're going to remember those things. So you're going to regurgitate those words. You're not actually sitting with how you formed an opinion on said topic.
And that's why I don't think the internet is to blame. I think the internet has been a powerful, powerful tool that magnified it, but I don't think the internet is to blame because pre-internet, our parents got their information from the news.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Cool. Our parents might have gotten information from an encyclopedia.
From the National Enquirer.
No, I remember having the Britannia cassette in my house. And
we
when
know
we
you
had
do.
to do.
We all had that
It's
homework. You had to run through the
Atlases,
T's.
A through Z
You had
of
to be the
the...
first person to get to the T's, to the R's, to the M's.
Y'all had thesauruses.
Yo, dog, and those shits was expensive. Like, my mother could only buy 2 at a time. Like, we got the A through J, nigga. K
Right.
coming in 2 months. Yo, what I'm saying is, and this is where I disagree with you with regards to too much access of information, because the information was being pigeonholed to us based on whatever this powerful white person's narrative, how they wanted to spin it, they fed it to us, and we had to accept it because we didn't have any other outlets for information to come to us.
Agreed.
But this is where it's a thin line, because I'm a podcast. I follow you both. I follow
Mad
multiple
podcast.
podcasts.
You said your Petroni.
Fact.
Joe, thank you.
I'm sure he does. I'm part of that 20 million, Joe. Just if anybody asks, I put mine in there. But I know if something happens on Monday, depending on the recording schedule of you all, by the time it's next Monday, I've heard that opinion. And we are you all are smart. I mean, I know people have feelings about Mandii in different ways. You will testify. Business-minded, focused, content creator, does all those things well. You, industry, construction, different things, you're clearly well-read. And it's not
well-traveled. He goes to con.
Wow.
You've been there more than me.
I have.
I get, and
I love it.
Just to steal a term from you all, I think we're stuck in content over everything. I think there's so many chances, and it doesn't have to be 90% of your time. It doesn't have to be 80%. It doesn't have to be 50-50. But there's been so many times and so many moments with your reach, you could add to our community a little bit more, and you do it from time to time, both of you. I think you could do it more.
You can't. I can't say you can't. But when go back to your sports thing, right? And this is something that Joe had to teach me. Okay. When I first came on the show, I'm like, we used to have to bring topics on the board. So I would bring a whole bunch of serious topics because I was probably 45, 46 then.
Damn.
These are the things that, man, be hard. You're an idiot. Yo, these are the things that, these are the things that were important to me. Right? So I know we have this wide, diverse group of listeners. So I'm going to assume that the 40-something-year-old demo, the upper 30 demo would be interested in these things. And Joe's stance is, dog, that's fly. That's good shit. But our job is to entertain first and educate maybe second. This is not a podcast. This is not a podcast where education is the primary focus. And for you to say, like, yo, if you watch a sports pod, they're not teaching. You might not be on in a year if you take the teaching route because you're going to get canceled because your ratings might be shitty. So I'm not going to now not be able to feed my family. And it served no purpose because I'm not even on the radio anymore. I don't have my pod anymore because they've canceled my shit because the ratings weren't good. So let me lean now into some of the funnier stories, into some of the other shit, and get in some teaching where I can.
I think that's the other thing too. I think people are content with not learning anything new. Yeah. Like people, and back to our ignorance, you can what if you know better, you'll do better. Some people don't want to know better. They are content with where they're at. And so leaning into him, when I first started Full Court Pumps, it was a blog that I genuinely wanted to highlight what athletes were doing off the court, their organizations, their nonprofits, the things that I thought was dope.
It Full Court Pumps?
Oh, I had a whole sports blog. So I was credentialed.
Other pumps.
Shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't the other pumps. It was sports. I hate you. Like I was big and heavy into, like, I grew up sports. My whole wall growing up was Slam Magazine, East Bay, like all the things. And so when I got there, I was like, yo, these dudes are doing so many dope things. Let me highlight that. Let me interview and see who they are. Nigga, people only cared about who they were dating, who they were sleeping with, the scandals. And what I realized early on, even as someone who wanted to lean into journalism, was people don't care about the good shit. They want the mess. And so when we talk even on podcasts, it comes to even selecting topics where, okay, that's what this podcast is about. Diving into the outrage and discourse around certain things that social media finds entertaining. And unfortunately, it's not always about what's really happening in Gaza. It's not always what's really happening on a political state and what's impacting us and tax codes. And you gotta go to the mess.
Dog, we just talked about InvestFest.
I was literally about to
last week. And when we talking about InvestFest, yo, dog, we can be giving you the information that you say you want.
You say you want
this information. And now we've given it to you, or we might have given you a starting point.
Right.
Cool. So if you were really sincere about bettering your life, you could take the information that we gave you, do a little bit more research yourself, and come up with a positive result and outcome. With the algorithmic stuff, dog, your algorithm, to your point, is gonna feed you
Oh,
what
I
you
gonna hold
want.
you. That's why we still got racists today.
But you
like,
can beat the algorithm. Though.
How?
You can
How?
beat by going to what you want. Are you
True.
saying when
And
you want what you want, you only look what's on your homepage?
No. Your homepage is based on the shit that you go to.
That you stay
So
on long enough.
if you stay on
Yep.
CNN, and if you stay on
Yep.
a few things in my homepage. It's some
Yeah,
financial
what's
shit.
on there? Some feet? What else is on there?
No, ain't no feet. It's some ass. It's some financial shit. It's some shit about parenting. It's some shit about sports. Cool. If I wanted to go to all NASA aeronautical shit, it's gonna feed me rocket ships. It's gonna feed me space travel. It's gonna feed me all of these things 24/7. They even now have a thing to say, are you interested in this type of content? Yes or no at the bottom.
So that it feeds
and if
you more
say
of
yes, it's gonna give you more of what you want. So if you want more of the real educational content, it'll give it to you.
Not only educational, let's go back to opinions and people being able to form their own.
Good one.
People do not like to be fed things that go against their beliefs.
true.
Like there's something about having conversations with people. Like again, in your mind you go straight to insult. This person is either dumber than me. I don't want to hear nothing they have to say. This person doesn't have my experience. I hate that they're even being platformed. It immediately goes into people being upset that someone has a different opinion. So there becomes a way where these types of conversations aren't allowed. It's funny because I sat with, you know what, let me ask y'all this question because it was interesting. I sat with Jay Hill a couple weeks ago, and he had a very, very, he had a hot take. I said, he's like, I just like to sit with people that I know I disagree with. And so I said, what 3 people would you like to have join you on your podcast? And the 3 people he said, and it was very interesting because he also didn't have any conversations he would want to have with them, which was weird. But he said he would want to sit with R. Kelly, Trump, and Kanye. And I immediately was like, ooh, you would platform them? A little tricky.
You made the face.
I did make a face at first. And then I was like, okay, well, what conversations, because I know you don't agree with everything they've done, right? What questions would you want to ask them? And it was very interesting because he didn't really have any. He would have just allowed them to have free flowing conversation. And to me,
he said he would be in the moment. The conversation.
Being in the moment too, I think, to me, leads again to where I think people aren't comfortable with how they would engage in someone that they disagree with.
I think that was a off the cuff response. Shout out to Jay Hill. I think that if Jay Hill knew that Donald Trump was coming to his show, he would prep for it and he would have questions. Maybe in your interview, again, off the cuff, and you asked him what specific questions would you ask these gentlemen, he might not have had anything in his brain at that point.
But see, here's the thing.
He's a professional. He would have had some
I
questions.
get a professional, right? I don't know the guest you told me that's coming on the JBP soon. Maybe the episode already aired. You told me someone was coming on the pod, and immediately I knew something they did that I didn't agree with, and I was like, ooh, I want to bring up why they did. What?
I don't even know what she's talking about. But
Well, I mean, what?
I don't know, but
What guest was it? You said it's coming on, and I immediately knew something. Something immediately came to my head on something that they've done publicly that I disagree with.
But you're a behind the scenes person. You know more about.
No, this is something that was public.
Okay.
So to me, even like immediately, I answered the question I threw at him. Like I enjoy disagreeing with people and being able to have that dialogue, right? So immediately I would ask, and I said the 3. By the way, real quick, just because now I want to throw it out there, do y'all have questions that y'all would ask those 3 men off the cuff?
I'm sure I could come up with a laundry list of shit that I would ask all 3 of them. But
based on not agreeing though with certain ways in which.
Mine is about gathering information, curiosity.
Okay.
That's the basis of any good conversation.
Great conversations are open to objectivity. So on our show, everybody say I'm a Drake stan. I don't even know a lot of Drake's music. I know a lot of Drake music.
You don't. You gonna sit here and say you don't know a lot of Drake music?
I don't. We have Joe up there. We have Ice up there. We have Parks up there. Them niggas know way more Drake shit than me. Probably times 20. I don't know. I know the commercial Drake shit and a little of the 5 a.m. at Montreal or the 6
You've
a.m.
been
in
number one for so long. You're gonna know.
You
some
You're
of
gonna
the
know,
songs.
right?
But I don't know the in-depth Drake music B-sides and all that shit like them. I don't. What I try to open up to is an objective point of view where can you possibly see where this man is coming from? Can you understand possibly why he's carrying on in the manner in which he's carrying on?
But that's what I'm saying. Objectivity is lost.
No, I
Comprehension
know.
is lost.
And now, yo, you fucking dick sucker. You on Drake dick, nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. That's what I get every day. So what I'm saying is when I'm talking to somebody about Amanda Seales.
Let's get into, okay,
full
2021.
circle.
Yep, full circle. Let's do it.
When she was talking to these people, you could tell some of them, number one, were too young to even have experienced these things. So all they were doing was taking in their algorithmic information
And
that
regurgitating
is
it.
keep coming through you because that's the shit that you are liking or hitting the like button on, right? And they were just regurgitating that.
Facts.
So
Clearly.
objectivity to me makes you way more informed and way more educated.
Yes, but I want to bring something up because it's something that I think both of y'all have checked me on before. In terms of receiving, delivery, and discourse, I think there's an emotional thing to it where then we get into tone.
True.
And someone could be saying some really good things. Someone could be delivering it passionately. I know that Carla leaned into her passion and it comes. There's also a point where we don't listen to people once tone and delivery impacts us on an emotion.
Messenger. We've heard it.
What? Oh, what? Because I'll be honest with you too. There are things. Okay, so and we kind of talked about this. The ability for people to change, right? And where we like to place them. There are certain conversations I don't want to hear certain people have because of things that I know they've done.
It's not fair.
Why is that not fair?
It's like somebody saying, yo, you can't be a relationship counselor if you had 3 failed marriages.
Life experience.
Who better
Okay.
to tell you where you fucked up on relationships? I don't want to learn business from the person that got it right on the first try. I don't. I want to learn business from the nigga that bumped their head 7,000 times and they have way more.
I'm not mad at. Okay.
Look, they have way more skin in the game than somebody that just got it right on the first go. Like they know the pitfall. When I try to mentor people in the real estate arena, I've told you this, fam. I'll hold your hand and walk you through it, and I'll let you know. Don't do that, right? Don't. It's not. You know what we do? We think we're smarter than the mentor, and we'll be like, he couldn't do it. Let me do it. So I think that when we take information from people that might have failed in these areas, I think they may be the most or have the most profound advice.
See, this is where the struggle is. This is where the balance is. Because I mentor different people in different arenas, especially IT stuff. Just share. The problem comes when you want them to do exactly what you said. The problem comes when you want them to salute you, kiss your ass because you gave them a little bit of information. Not that anyone's done that, but that's what it is. Is like you're not just giving information freely. We talked about InvestFest. Just give it out. Don't always charge for it. I understand if your business model is, but there's so many young kids I was talking to. I do photography. I have my camera around, and no less than 25 youngins. They was doing the big, had better cameras than me. Walked up, how we do this? How you do this? Like, oh, so you shooting it for real? You doing this on your business? Did you buy your camera gear through your business? Because hopefully you're writing this all off. Hopefully you came here not just as yourself, but as your business.
As an entity,
Blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
And you're writing this down and you're keeping your receipts. Oh, man. Now, they don't have to do nothing more than that. They can give me a pound and walk away, and we're good. It's when you got to, you see how you start poking your chest out. Well, let me tell you, bruh, it's a community. It's just share and move.
And that's when sincerity comes in. If you're sincere about trying to teach the people.
And that's the thing. People aren't.
I know. If you're sincere about trying to teach the people. Yo, dog, you know how many people a dude came up to me yesterday and was like, yo, dog, thank you so much. I ain't even remember him.
Facts.
He was like, dog, you helped me out of a situation with my grandmother's house. I'm like, where? He was like, I think Buffalo. And he was just telling me about some shit I told him that I did not remember. And he was like, yo, thank you so much, dog. I just want to. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, yo, enjoy. Like, yeah,
but I think that
I didn't do it for that.
But you didn't do it for that. But again, it's being able to give information, someone being able to take it and use it. Again, right now, it's no one wants to do.
Nobody
No
wants
one-
to be
No one wants to what?
egos are running rampant.
Oh, yep.
And I think that you could tell me how to do some shit. And this is where the money always comes in. If you don't have more money than I have, your opinion now becomes null and void. You might have more money than me, but if you don't wear the money, and I say this all the time in real estate, like, yo, dog, I could tell somebody how to do all of these things, and I pull up in a Cherokee, and they'll look at me like, get your ass out of here. I might have 77 houses. Get your ass out of here. But the nigga that got 2 houses, pull up in a Ferrari, you giving them your mother's social security number, you giving them all your information, you doing all of that stuff.
I'll say, unfortunately, I think that's just us. Like, I was just talking to my friend, right? Oh, because the white billionaires don't look like they got a pot to piss in. Like, I thought it was really interesting, too. It was funny, and we didn't get to talk about it because you left a little early. At InvestFest, Jack Dorsey was remote.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Bro.
I saw him?
No, but I didn't get to talk to you about it. The nigga had a fan behind him, and it looked like he was in a hostel.
Dog, this nigga's bed.
No,
yo, listen.
This nigga's bed was concrete. It was concrete.
Nah.
Bro, not even
going to
hold
he was on green screen.
Yo,
for
no,
real.
No.
He just don't want to show you the palace behind him. Is what I was
but
hoping.
He had to do that on purpose.
No.
This nigga
When
was
I
in
tell you,
Bali somewhere with one of his gurus.
Because even the fan looked like
the fan. Hold on, you ready?
A Walmart fan.
Nigga, the fan was spinning. It was with the repellers. It's the old school fucking fan behind him. It wasn't no electric fan.
No lie.
That shit was moving
Like
around the
blow
room.
a straw.
Literally. So literally,
The vibration.
it was interesting.
Yes.
I look it up. Jack Dorsey, mind you guys, he is the creator of Square, Cash App, and Twitter. Co-founder of Twitter. So I'm watching this video. He's talking very smartly. I didn't know all the things he was motherfucking saying.
Yeah, he lost
but
me on that
he
tech
lost me a
shit.
little bit.
But
I'm listening to Jack Dorsey, who I think is worth like $14 billion or something crazy.
And rising.
And I'm looking at his background. And I'm talking to, shout out to Danny, I'm talking to Troy's wife. And I was like, yo, only white people get away with this. Like, because I'm like, again, what you're saying, the way we perceive wealth and how we have to show up to be taken serious even is where our community limits ourselves and where we're getting our information, because we're not going to listen to the nigga driving the Cherokee. We want the nigga driving the Lambo. And so it was so interesting because my mind went there yesterday. I was like,
the good man drives the Cherokee.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo,
and he
Jack.
might make less than 150,000
Yeah,
too. I'm
yeah,
just letting you
yeah,
know.
Oh God,
He
here
might
we
not
go. We're
have-
not gonna lead it to.
Might not be a championship winner. You know what I mean?
But what's crazy is the fact that my mind went to that. I was like, he is sleeping on it. Literally, Danny was like, "Where's the pillowcase for the pillow?"
Dog,
like there was a concrete
all that
slab.
shit was
I was like,
crazy.
"Is he in a war zone?"
in a
Like-
bunker. A nigga, no haircut, no nothing. Like, yo, you look like you're in a bunker.
And it was
And
interesting.
the fact that the thing froze. What kind of Wi-Fi you got over
No,
there?
I
It's
thought the
like-
Wi-Fi was all right.
No,
for the maybe
when it
towards
first
the end.
started, he froze for like 2 minutes. They had to reboot.
I wasn't there for the beginning because I was like, he sounded good, but it was interesting as seeing this room of people. Again, they sold 25,000 tickets. We all want to hear Jack Dorsey. I thought he was gonna be there. I wanted to see
I
the
thought
man.
he was too.
See the man. But seeing him on Zoom, my mind went immediately to the background because I'm like, I know he has the money, and unfortunately, that's where we see our people showing up online. No one wants to listen to the people who went to school, who got the degrees, who did this. No, I want to listen to the wealthy.
Yeah, I want the passport bros all the time.
No.
Yeah, I want to see everything in the background shiny.
This shit different.
I mean, in real talk.
Well,
I mean,
and I think
and
that
I'm a nerd, but
I'll be honest.
Me too.
you all don't have, not even half that room. 70% of the room didn't know who was on the screen. And it probably didn't catch their attention.
Did not or
No,
did not?
I believe that.
Did
Nah,
not
I
know.
don't believe that.
You don't believe
No,
that?
I think they know his brands.
No, I
Maybe
thought,
not
I don't
him.
think they know him.
because with investors.
Because also he doesn't carry himself like
He's
an
not out there.
Elon.
Right.
He doesn't carry himself like a Trump. Like for that room, we could sit here and talk about black billionaires. I think a lot of people don't know outside of Warren Buffett, like
Robert
what
Smith number.
you know what I mean? Like I don't think that they look at that. And it's funny because I heard you just talk about black billionaires too recently. It was
a lot of the billionaires, yo, don't carry themselves like that. 95% of them, you could see in the grocery store and not know who the fuck they are.
Facts.
our billionaires don't carry themselves that way. But
That's
I think
not true. That's not
I
true.
think majority of our billionaires.
The ones that we know the celebrity ones.
We know the
for
celebrity
security
ones.
ones. You see them in that environment.
And they got their billions being a celebrity.
Right.
Okay, valid.
You
In
understand what I'm
front of
saying?
people. You're right. Okay,
The
valid.
one who owns patents, the one that owns properties
Don,
and lands
you can
across
see
the
Don
nation.
Peebles. You can see Don Peebles in the grocery store and not know who he was.
By the way, shout out to him. Last year, walked through the marketplace at InvestFest.
Yes.
His son came up to me last year at
Literally.
InvestFest and was like, "Ish, I'm a fan. Yo, we need to work together." I'm like,
Don
You got
Peebles.
that number
Yeah,
right. You
he
got
literally.
said
that
his
number
name. I
right.
was like, "Me nigga?"
Yeah.
He's all-
we didn't start counting doors then.
Yo, dog, so-
the doors conversation went to the side.
But again, if you are Jay-Z, if you are Beyonce, if you are LeBron James, if you are Shaquille O'Neal, you made the bulk of your money, or you got the stepping stone to your wealth through a
Celebrity.
screen.
Yes.
So everybody
yeah.
knows you. They're gonna rush you. That might be uncomfortable for you. Having all these people. Dog, yesterday was overwhelming for me.
Oh no, it was overwhelming.
That shit was
It
overwhelming
was a lot
for
of
me.
people
I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I never experienced that.
engaged with that. Like that
Dog,
was a
that
lot
shit,
of people.
they were mob. Like it was
Yeah.
mob.
Yeah,
I
it was
never
crazy.
experienced that. So
because you famous.
yeah, you're an idiot. So I can only
Both of y'all are.
Dog,
Don't
I can
play.
only imagine what LeBron James would go through, right?
Yeah.
So, but the black billionaires that are making their money in other arenas, they can walk through the marketplace and nobody knows who
Yeah,
they
valid.
are.
Right.
It's interesting because I want to go to kind of back to who we are and how we show up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not being objective, not knowing our own opinion. It's interesting too because with social media, which I want to lean into what you said, with social media, we're creating these caricatures of ourselves online. You don't do it because I think you're a little older and don't know how to really navigate it very well.
Nah, I just
But
don't.
well, I want to say people are showing the reels of their life and want to show these things to where they're believing this is who they are. They're believing that they are whoever they present to be online. They're creating these caricatures essentially of themselves and wanting. Go ahead.
To highlight that, I mean, and I know this story and this trope has been said a million times. If the aliens, and I know you believe in the aliens.
I do.
If the aliens come into the earth and they would pick any race, we'll talk black for now, and they had to learn about blacks from social media, from TV, from songs, what would they take away?
Not good things.
That's not true.
You don't think so?
I mean, because I didn't say what it was. I
no,
said
no,
what would they
for
take
the masses,
away?
She said that, not good things.
No.
Okay. That's what I was
Well,
responding.
because I think that when you lean into heavily what's portrayed about us, it's the worst of us. It's the stereotype of us.
It's the popular portrayal.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
That's
so
what-
that's
but
what he's
that's what's
saying.
out there the most.
That's not true. That's what get highlighted. Like if you have 100 artists.
Yes.
Let's go to music first. If you have 100,
Well, not you talking about music.
Yeah, if you go to music first, right? You might have 100 artists. Only 10 of them are getting played. Right? Cool. So if the aliens came down and they listened to black music in its entirety, black music is not all bang bang, shoot 'em up, kill a nigga, die slow. Like it's not all that. It's a lot of quality black music that we are just again algorithmically not being presented with.
Now, when the aliens come here, they don't have an algorithm yet.
They don't have an algorithm yet,
if
so
they're
they're going to
only
see
able
what's
to
being
hear
pushed.
those first 10, what do you think
what
are
if they
in
don't
that
hear the
first
first
10?
But if they don't hear that 10 first and they hear the other 20 quality shit first and then you throw in 3 bullshit.
So you can't say that because, again, say there's no algorithm, there's still... Radio is going to play those top 10.
algorithm.
No. But also it's what's being fed to you, right? So, and again, back to if the aliens are, but if the aliens are acting, again, even when you don't have an algorithm, right? When
You still got a default page.
say you just get on a feed, you're going to see the most popular things first. You're going to see the people with millions of followers. You're going to see the things that most people follow. But it's not going to be the outliers. So let's talk about even music, right? Let's talk about music. For how we want to consume things, specifically hip hop or R&B. What's the most popular right now? For hip hop, there's getting praise of the Chance album right now, right? When he was happy with his wife, nobody wanted to hear that shit. Then you have R&B.
fair, yeah.
Guess what people say about R&B? We love heartbreak. We like when people are going through it. That's the best music because you
Mary J.
can feel
Blige
it.
scenario.
The Mary J. Blige, they want I'm going down. They don't want I'm happy. Or what's the dancery or whatever that bullshit song was.
We had this conversation the other day, actually. Shout out to Chance. Album is amazing.
It is.
What we said was when people are going through negative things sometimes, self-reflection now comes in and your creativity and your artistic ability now magnifies because life ain't so good right now. So we not in con writing some surface shit. We in a dark room somewhere going through some heartbreak, and we're putting that on a piece of paper that everybody can relate to.
And in hip hop, and in our community specifically, we highlight the struggle. We highlight having to sell drugs. Our rappers are leaning it. Let's be very clear. One of the biggest rappers right now, and I don't know, yeah, he's a rapper. Rod Wave, dark. That's what's being fed to our youth. When we look at
what's Eminem?
No, Eminem was talking about fucking locking his baby mama in a trunk.
What's Amy Winehouse? Don't
Drugs.
put that on hip hop. That's music.
Well, no, first off, Eminem, that's hip-hop.
Traditionally, music, especially white music, was in a dark place, and some of their biggest artists were putting that shit on paper. I told Joe Budden a long time ago, if Joe was white, Joe would have been one of the biggest rappers in the world, because Joe was one of the first people to put down all that dark shit, all that emotional, I'm in a fucked up place shit that we look at like, nigga, he's a weirdo. But the masses go through that shit. We just have not been taught that we can show our vulnerability in a manner that Joe was doing 15 years ago.
But that's the thing. Again,
Eminem did it and made a quadrillion dollars.
But back to where we're at. Back to what the conversation was. We highlight the drug dealing. We highlight fighting. We highlight beef. We highlight all these negative things, and we don't highlight being introspective. We don't highlight being educated. We don't highlight a lot of things, which is where, again, in terms of who we decide to show up as, if we see the highlight of and it's what I said too about us immortalizing and making celebrity out of drug dealers and mobsters. If we're highlighting all the negative things about life, that's where we see people wanting to lean into. We're not highlighting a lot of the good things.
His original premise was, if the aliens came down.
Yes.
If the aliens came down, they don't have Universal Music Group pushing the shit to them. But that's $1 behind it. The aliens would come down totally oblivious, without any ulterior motive. You can't they're going to just grab random shit. They're not going all of that shit that you're talking about is still algorithmic. On the radio, they're going to play the same 17 songs. Rhapsody have an album come out. We don't hear that shit on the radio.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So that don't mean that it's not quality hip hop out here. Black Thought might release a project, and if you're not a hip hop head, you might not even know he have a project out. So it's not
why not?
Because it's no money-driven thing that is pushing Black Thought.
Oh, not us back to not us leaning into capitalism.
Back to COE was back.
We getting off topic.
Over
I'm
everything.
talking about
commerce. There we go.
We talked about an alien coming down from space. He's not commerce-driven. He's not algorithmic-driven. He's just taking his data from these people and processing.
But to me, again, and I agree with Barry here. It's what you're going to be fed. So let's take it away. One moment. Let's take it away from. Hold on. Let's take it away from aliens. When you travel to other countries, the music on whatever you're consuming is literally, and we could say capitalism over commerce over everything. An algorithm is literally what we are in as a globe. If you go to another country, the food that's everywhere is going to be what's being pushed to you. The music is what's pushed to you.
Stay on food.
Yes.
Take it off of music. Because music has too much money behind it and too much other forces behind it.
So food.
When you go to another country.
Yes.
And if you don't have any referrals, because algorithms are referrals.
Okay.
When you walk out of your resort and something smells good, you go there and you try it. Nobody referred it to you. You try it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Okay.
You go over here, you get some other shit. You go over here, you get some other shit. And then based on your 7-day trip, you can say, yo, Thailand don't have good food.
Ooh.
No, but they do.
I'm just making up a
because
I've never been. I'm just saying, listen.
I've been there 5 times.
All right, Scottie Pippen. Yo, what I'm saying, listen, so I just made up a place, right? You can say, yo, Thailand don't have good food. Nobody told you go to blah, blah, blah restaurant. You just are randomly picking things. So the same thing can be said for music or anything. If you don't have a referral you go to get the music on your own, then you'll come up with your own assessment of what this type of music is.
This was actually, okay, good example. Only because, hear me out, what we're even seeing on, again, how we're viewing opinions, right? We'll have thoughts on our music the same day it came out. And now if voices come on and say that shit was whack, that shit sucked, people are going to be like, yeah, that shit's whack.
1,000%.
And then let's go to food. We have people now telling everyone these are the best things. I'll never forget the goddamn crumble craze. Niggas was out here saying crumble was the best thing ever.
Cookies?
These cookies.
They are.
So everybody was going to get the crumble cookies because they're like, these are amazing. It wasn't until they sat there and tried it and actually were like, nah, these ain't that great. But there was a craze around something because everyone said it was good. Everyone should get it.
And we are programmable to come full circle from the very start. Y'all gonna kill me. The iPhone is not better than the Samsung Galaxy.
Here we go.
I'm just telling you.
I have both of them.
Look, and I'm just telling you, but the iPhone has been marketed as popular. Yo, you got a blue bubble, a green bubble. Yo,
that green
girl
bubble
won't
be
give you
pissing me
their
off.
phone number because you got a green bubble. I don't want to give you no coochie. Yo, bitches.
Oh, no, I'll give them some coochie. I'm just going to talk some shit first.
But everything is advertisement.
Yes.
Everything is about influence.
Indeed.
And even though we used a random example, you're not taking a single trip without going to 10 YouTubes.
Ooh.
Or you're not picking a new restaurant without going to whatever. And it's literally, hey, what should I do?
True.
Or maybe you saw a random...
No, you asked the concierge downstairs. Hey,
where should I go?
Do you guys have any hookah around here? Yo, who is the good? Is that safe? Is it not safe? Which food is good? Yo, ask somebody. That's a referral. So that is an algorithm of sorts.
Right.
But social media is the biggest concierge in the world. And that's the only thing I'm saying. And it's programmable.
I agree with you.
That's the one thing they did say. It's programmable. That's the problem.
How do we then, like, to full circle this, how do we come to a place where even the listeners listening, how do people come to a place to form their own opinions? If we're leaning into algorithm, commerce, content over everything, like what would need to be stopped, or what should a person do to get them in a place where they can sit with their own opinions and know how to deliver them and engage with other people to have conversation?
The first thing I'm going to say, it's not easy. There's so many false voices out here, false sources. I promise you, I could get on AI and create a book that's 100 pages long that you would think is the most factual thing in the world. I mean, it's just the news. That's like we were having a conversation about sports. They're not telling you about the sports. They're not telling you about the players. They're telling you about the stories. They're telling you about who's dating, who got married, how much they're signing for, and you can't even tell me what place someone's in every division, who's in first place right now. So it's one, you have to want to know it. Discernment in your mind and determination to know it. Check sources for real, and listen to like-minded and opposing.
You got to do both.
That's the bigger part.
Don't let either side brainwash. We talked earlier. Don't just try to memorize and regurgitate.
Yep.
Collective thinking, selective thinking. What was the term y'all used earlier? Where you just think it through. Does it make sense to you? We watch a spy movie or a crime show. We think, oh, did you see that little piece there? And that thing? I can tell that. Use that same thing when you're talking to people and when you're reading things. Like, okay, this is something. Hold on, I'm not gonna make up my mind now. I'm gonna look at it. I'm pay attention.
Get all the facets of data.
It's on the checkbox. I know I'm gonna come back to this. People don't do this. I promise you, and this is respect to both of y'all. Watching y'all may have clearly seen just a headline and said it out loud to your big platforms. It's like that's when I go,
Sometimes
y'all feeding that out there. It is what it is.
Because the onion be getting me sometimes.
Yeah, ain't nothing worse.
Not anymore, but back in the day, the onion used to get me, which is even worse now. I feel like it's become harder to gather information with AI. There's so much AI that I see that looks real that you literally, I be having to see people tell me it's AI. And so I was like, there was like this picture going around of a little baby in like this little pink crop top with like bedazzles and these little tiny shorts. And the shorts, that was AI. And I was like, mind you, my first thought was, this nigga ain't out here. This is crazy. And I made an opinion on it based on the picture, and then went into things, and it was an AI photo. Apparently those Blueface photos too of him doing a split in jail, those are AI.
That's where it's become a dangerous world.
It's dangerous.
A thought exercise for everybody. Everybody.
Come on, thought exercise. Give it to him.
Go to whatever homepage you use, whatever site. And you know the ones they have all the headlines and just scroll down and they have a ton of.
I don't know how to turn it off.
That's crazy because it's a fucking Android.
You know what yourself.
Androids don't have D&D. Androids don't have a little button on the side.
Pause right there.
I don't take the.
Continue.
Okay.
I don't take the phone apart and put it back together. I just pick it up and use it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But no.
Let me
I like
get
that
this real
exercise.
quick. just look at any homepage. Scroll down. You know, all they have is like little quick news stories, and the ones that catch all your attention because they always say the source.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just pay attention. One, the giveaway if you see the word ad because they have to put that there now. But then the other ones, look at the source. Some strange name
Some
web,
wild shit.
and you just
www.hullabaloo.com.
right.
They have some
little
cock
things.
sources.
Wait,
It is
what?
just-
We say cock sources on the show because that was a real thing. And one of the things like, yo, where you getting your information?
Oh no, I'm
from?
not gonna lie.
Cock sources?
The sports shit, the Centel, be
Now
getting.
it's crazy.
No.
Facts.
LeBron James now moved to Miami Heat. You like what?
I
And you
so
click
I
that
will
shit.
say, I
And
will
with
say,
the
that's the
graphics,
good thing about
Lock in.
using AI the right way. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all know ChatGPT is my husband. Grok on Twitter is my side nigga. I love me some Grok because you can literally at Grok and be like, "Yo, is this true? Where is the source from? What happened after this video?" And sometimes he get it wrong. Sometimes, but there's a lot of times where he can pull from the entire internet and let you know if something is real or not. And I appreciate
scary,
using
dog.
those.
It's hard.
I appreciate AI, like those sources being at my fingertips. You just have to know how to utilize them. And again, you have to be open to not believing the first thing you see. You have to question everything.
You almost can believe nothing.
Nothing.
Nowadays.
Nothing.
Yeah, yo.
Believe
I
nothing.
mean, it's really.
And it's
It could be a
getting worse.
picture. It could be a video.
Any of that.
If you weren't in the room, just say,
Nigga, there was a video recently of a whole bunch of like mermaids, they said, in the ocean. And it looked real. It looked like somebody captured it from their balcony. And I'm like, yo, you can do anything with fucking AI
Think
now.
about
Like,
where we're going.
Ugh.
The three of us sitting right here. They could put us in Memphis robbing a bank.
facts.
They have our audio
Yep.
where they could be like, you bitch ass nigga, get down on the ground. Give me all your money. Your country ass going, you fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. No, I know. They could have you literally
Dog,
saying
they
black
could
people don't
have
need
us-
reparations.
And the thing
It's
is,
crazy.
I love those tools, and I tried to help out with content a few times. It's a dangerous amount.
It's
and I've
dangerous.
heard Joe talk to that.
That shit is scary.
I mean,
bro.
just to use him as an example, he probably has 20,000 hours of his voice being out there. They wouldn't.
More than that.
I mean,
More
yeah.
than-
Yeah.
way more.
But it wouldn't even just be close.
That's like
it
that.
would be identical.
Yeah.
Identical.
Cadence and all.
Yeah.
Dog, Beanie Siegel is rapping again.
I mean, not only that, my
DLC has
DLC.
an album where he's
What?
AI
Yes.
to train. He's rapping, but
I
it's
did hear
training his voice so it could sound like DLC before the. the
Not
vocal
only that, my
injury.
homegirls, there's an app that she uses. She's a lawyer. Shout out to my friend Jasmine if you need a lawyer. She has to go through cases, and it gets boring. So there's an app where she'll put the case in it, and it could be Snoop Dogg, Gwyneth Paltrow, reading the case to her in a voice that she wants to hear,
It's
like an
more
audiobook that's more appealing. And I was
Say
like,
cuz.
literally.
Wow.
And I was like,
Jasmine out here jerking off the Morgan Freeman voice.
but knowing that she's consuming content this way,
That was a Friday
and that it's
episode,
not,
clearly.
and that it's not Snoop, you know what I mean? Knowing that these people could read her cases in a way that is digestible, that she can consume, and I'm like, yo, this is
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's scary, bro.
This is crazy.
That's scary, bro.
Yeah.
And no one wants to hear Snoop Dogg read cases. I listened to it. It wasn't
You'd be
good.
surprised.
Those words were big. It didn't sound natural coming from
Wow.
Snoop Dogg. I'm just saying.
She picked the wrong fights, in my opinion.
No. I like Snoop Dogg.
she
I want to
fucks
hear
up
Snoop
too
Dogg.
much.
I'd rather
Crazy,
Snoop Dogg
son.
give me recipes for my high ass than read a court case. That's all. Because Gwyneth Paltrow read it really nicely. I like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Of course. That's that other half.
Here we go. Don't do this. I'd
that
rather
other
the
half.
white woman read it
Always.
and not the black man. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't say
I'm
anything.
glad you said it.
I can't say anything.
Clip that up, please.
Nope. That will
is
not
she
be a clip.
Barry-
Yo, I bet
Barry,
y'all
is she a
won't put that to
Republican?
the world 77 times. I bet you that much. It's
We're
cool.
not going to do that.
No, it's cool.
That is not what happened. You're exaggerating.
It's all right, dog. I'm on your
And this
team.
is the other thing. When you say something enough times, you start to believe it. He genuinely believes this was clipped up that many times. And that's another problem with people. If they say things enough
don't
times,
know.
they believe it to be fact. They believe it to be true. And that's not the case either.
We're open to objectivity.
It's just not true. You know what? Anyways, I would love our audience to form their own opinions. Would love to know where you've seen people lack in comprehension, objectivity, subjectivity. We said a lot of words today. A lot of big words.
Got most of them right.
I do good over here.
I keep track, and I'll be like,
I do
ooh.
good over here. Horrible decisions would be a little tricky. Because we get into the libido and shit like that. You know what I mean? and I used to say libido. It's the words. It's like
didn't.
I did say I sure did.
Fort Myers.
It is Orlando. Stop putting me in Fort Myers.
Wow.
Anyways, Ish, where can people listen to you a lot of times a week?
Come on, knock it off, dog. Patreon. Go sign up.
Oh, look at you.
I'm a team player.
Somebody's going to be so proud. They're going to be so proud.
As y'all know, you can watch full episodes on the With Mandii B channel on YouTube. Make sure you get the book No Holds Barred, A Dual Manifesto of Sexual Exploration and Power, available wherever you get books. And also, really, really, really excited. If you are in it,
a hardcover. Oh shit, you getting that money?
don't do that.
Bling, bling.
In a year, y'all can get soft cover. This was sent to people to read it beforehand. Anyways, also, if you are in Atlanta, you can now listen to me every Saturday, Hot 107.9, Off the Clock with your girl and Jazzy T. I don't know how I'm going to have so much things to talk about, but I really love my segments over there. We get into This Is America, which is my political segment, and then celebrities say the darndest things. So I get to really get into what these celebrities out here saying, because everyone has a microphone.
You're going to talk about reparations again, though, right?
No, never. But y'all can check me out every Saturday, 6 to 8, if you're in Atlanta, on Hot 107.9, starting this week. So y'all check that out.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my God, I got the baby lit, and I'll be streaming too. So y'all go ahead and join me on the stream. I don't know. Here's the thing. I would love to make more money just being at home. I really
don't say.
I mean, I think that's the American dream now. Is that not the American dream? Working from home? It's not easy. And that's another. This is not easy. This is not easy.
Y'all lucky we done.
Yeah, we done.
You're
Because we're not
lucky we
doing
done.
that. This is not
We
easy
don't gotta
money.
be done.
This is not
We
easy.
don't have to be done.
Hey, King, is what we do easy?
Hell no.
And from the outside, I used to think that. It's
No.
not.
No, what the thing is, work. It could be it becomes work.
Relative.
So what we do is easy in the sense of our skill set. Is it easy?
I don't think talking and having an opinion is an easy skill set.
But
we
still
just
have-
talked about how
but
people don't have it.
But we have responsibility too, right? Because we
I genuinely, with again, comprehension, objectivity, subjectivity, all the things, what we just spent over an hour
Intentionality.
discussing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to have a stance and opinion, express that
part.
with multiple people, and take in knowing that people are going to critique what you're saying. What we actually do, this skill, a lot of people can't talk. A lot of people can't be vulnerable. A lot of people can't share their experiences.
Yes.
This skill is difficult.
That is true.
And
Yeah,
then to
yes,
come
yes,
in
yes.
week in and week out.
Sometimes twice, 3 times
Bro,
a week.
Androids don't have D&D.
That's the money
they
phone.
Are
That's
not,
the money phone.
Nah,
That's the
that's
money
crazy.
phone.
We're not
That's the
doing
money
that.
phone.
And so
Joe calling
unfortunately,
in to say, and
I think it's easy to listen.
Yes.
I don't think it's easy for what we do on the mic.
No.
To create is hard.
I'm not lowering any of
agree.
your body's skill sets. I think it is harder to be excellent than to do it. NBA
That's with
basketball,
anything in the world.
Yeah,
right?
I
That's why.
agree.
So don't take it as I'm shooting at you. You can learn to play basketball in elementary school. That doesn't mean you're gonna be Jordan. Doesn't mean you're gonna be LeBron.
Yes.
Good point.
So, but you wouldn't call basketball easy. You
I
wouldn't call basketball
I would
professional
call. I would
level
call.
easy?
It's all about your competition and your level of excellence. I
Professional.
think basketball by itself is easy.
It's not.
No.
You're taking
No.
a 13, 14-inch ball, shooting it 10 feet high, and putting it in a rim.
And millions are doing it around the world every day.
And millions of people speak.
Speak every day.
Right.
Every day.
To be
Actually,
compelling,
everyone speaks.
to be provocative, to be humorous, and get your concise point across to millions of people
Is not
it's
easy.
not easy.
It's not an
It's-
easy thing.
And I know y'all always talk about music. Artists that fall off, or even one-hit wonders, they could have made a hit. And it may have been easy, hard. It may have been their life story. But we always say the second one and the third one is harder. It doesn't mean that you didn't have the skill to do it. It's still just level of consistency of being great is the hard
There's
part.
variables
That's
with
not
that.
true.
There's variables with
mad
that.
variables.
And
Yeah.
but that's
The
why
industry, the buttons getting pushed for your single, who wrote the
But
single, all that
it's
shit,
not
man.
for it doesn't happen for everybody.
And
Some
to-
people just hit.
Cool. And to your point,
Yeah.
if it was easy, they would replicate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything that is
Yep.
easy, anybody can do.
Yeah.
Easy. If it was easy, everybody would have a mic in front of their face, making millions of dollars doing it. It's not easy. You think a motherfucker would prefer to sit here and talk instead of sitting in 2 hours of rush hour traffic, going to be a fucking accountant?
Do you think anybody on
no
one of
disrespect
your
to the accountant?
I was about to say I was an accountant, nigga. Damn.
So that's why I said no. No disrespect.
Do you work harder than everybody who works on your construction?
Me? No. From what? Hold on. Let me take that back.
Okay.
From a physical perspective or a mental perspective, because they're different and we confuse the two.
I'm saying the podcaster versus the person that climbs that ladder, takes that.
That's not fair. You're comparing two
I'm
different
asking.
things.
So no, we're saying that's what I'm saying. It's not universal. It's not.
That's the thing.
I asked you a specific question.
Right,
my question was from a physical perspective or a mental perspective. That was my question.
I would say physical then.
No, I don't.
Right.
Take that same person. They can't generate business. They can't write out contracts. They can't manage resources, which are time, manpower, money, and material to make this engine run to be profitable. You might be able to spackle a wall better than I ever could. You might be able to tile a bathroom better than I ever could. But you don't have enough skills to put money in your own pocket week in and week out like I can to make a payroll every week.
And I
you
think
know
that's
how
why
hard
I
it
hate
is
when
to have a staff that you have to pay
Very
every
hard.
single week and generate revenue for them? Most Americans don't understand.
I agree, but that's why when podcast consumers play down how much work actually goes into being able to have a podcast, it's disheartening because it's like, bro,
I'm level setting it against all the jobs that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You're looking at podcasts fail, successful, big markets, small markets. If you're talking within the box, then it's just about what you're doing. If you're literally talking to the construction guy, everybody has different roles, and different roles comes with different returns on investment, different responsibilities, different risks. And depending on what you're using as your measuring stick, there's a jillion jobs that are harder than this. It's not to say that you're not doing the work. It's not that you didn't bring your life experience to it. It's not that you
know
didn't
what's
bring
crazy
your
about you
education
saying
to
that?
it.
Harder, again, it's subjective.
Yeah,
right, that's what I'm saying.
It's subjective.
So you can't name me a bunch of jobs
It's
that are
subjective, then things can be higher or lower.
Because even you bringing up construction and the physicality of it, but even that, do you know how physically draining it is to speak all day, to operate in the brain capacity that is necessary to engage with multiple people? Yeah. Like the way we talked about InvestFest was physically draining, mentally draining because of all the people there. Mind you, you're talking all day, talking with other people, receiving information, having to spew out your thoughts with the quickness, and then that going out to the world. And mind you, there's the part of the pod just sitting on it, and then there's what me and Joe do in running the team that delivers it every week. Sure. There's so much that goes into this. This is, and as I say it too, doing the audiobook. This was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. You don't understand too.
You did the audiobook in your country house voice?
Don't do that. We're not gonna do that. This is my book. My book is read in my voice. But no, even that. After a couple hours, like when you get a tattoo, you can only sit for so long because your skin starts to bleed. When you orate, literally, air goes into your stomach. You start burping. Your eyes start getting blurry from reading words. Like, being able to do this is difficult.
It's hard, bro.
True. It is very difficult.
It's really borderline insulting how somebody would be like, yo, that shit ain't work. My nigga, I work in a warehouse and I'm lifting 50-pound bales of hay all day.
It's insulting.
To be honest, you lifting the 50-pound bales of hay is easy as fuck because it's no thought that goes into it. And no disrespect to nobody that works manual labor, but yo, there's no thought into going to that. You unloading the UPS truck, right? You going, getting some shit, boom. Boom. Now your back will take a toll, but the mental stresses that come along with somebody, bro, this shit is
I was even going to say, right, when you work in an office,
yes,
you can sometimes disconnect completely and do everything you need to on your computer. If you're in construction, you got a job to do, right? When I was just in LA, me and Weezy, we knocked out, it was dumb. We knocked out like 10 episodes in 3 days. We finished the episode and immediately my body depleted socially. And I needed a breather. And I was like, damn, I have to show up and perform right now in a way that the audience wants to enjoy it. My co-host feels like I'm listening and I'm here. And I mentally clocked out. I wasn't present. And I was like, damn. She was like, well, you want to? And I was like, no, bitch, we got a guest coming. I can't just clock out right now. I had to remove myself 5 minutes. I only have 5 minutes because we're in the studio. It's booked. It's this, it's that. And I was like, fuck, I have to turn on and be in a space that humanly right now is hard.
And that's what I learned from Joe.
Yeah.
That shit is
Life
hard.
be going on for everybody. Motherfuckers think that life don't.
That shit is so hard.
Yo, you could be going through some real shit with your mother, your baby mother, your kids, your school, your health. Niggas could be having real health issues.
Right.
But when that mic come on, Joe, I promise you, dog, look.
Let's go ahead and...
No lie. We started at around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And Joe could be in a shitty mood, right? So we could tell when he in a shitty mood.
Really?
Dog, when Parks be like, go. Joe Budden Podcast. Yo,
You
dog,
gotta-
you
it's
can
hard.
that boy can cut it. When I say cut it on, like somebody hit a switch and another person just jumps in and it's like, yo, because again, the gig is the gig.
The gig
and
is
so,
this
yo,
shit. The show must go on.
The 4 million listeners don't give a fuck about what's. Look,
They don't.
Me and Joe got into it recently. You watched the show where I had mad personal shit going on in my life, and it's like, yo, dog, if you could see it. Right, because I was coming on, I wasn't being as vocal as possible, like I used to be, and everybody knew what, like, something's wrong with him. It happens to everybody.
It does.
True.
But when you're the catalyst that's moving it can't happen to you. Nobody gives a fuck about your bad day. The sponsors don't give a fuck about your bad day. The listeners
audience,
don't give a fuck about your bad day.
They now want you off your
Dog.
job. They want to remove you from the show
That you
because-
created.
Yeah,
Because-
and the thing is, but let me be clear. I didn't say either one of your jobs were easy.
You
But
did say that.
No. I said it's not the hardest job in the world.
You said easy.
Hey,
The adjective you used.
Hey, hold on. We're gonna do the rewind. We're doing the rewind here on Selective Ignorance too. I need you to pull up, go back to him saying that what we do is easy.
I put both of you across the room, across the table,
From
2 elementary school teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all saying hard is going to be a different conversation.
But
say
that's
is you
subjectivity.
That's subjective.
I'm just saying, but it's just to acknowledge that, yes, your job is hard.
I'm not gonna minimalize the teachers, right?
Right.
Yep.
My nigga, you using the same lessons plans from last year. Yo, this book,
For less money and
you not getting.
No,
you
we
cheating.
can't talk about the money.
We talking
because
about
then that would be
hard
like
the
comparing
job
like
is.
the teacher to the doctor, right?
Exactly.
Like we're not.
No,
all
I'm
of
talking
this-
teacher to teacher, year over year. The funding's getting
But,
cut.
no,
That's
it's
where I'm
fine.
at.
But all of
We
it's
talking
still,
about the ease of the job.
and I agree with.
I know
with,
this. I know this book like the back of my hand.
I
I'll quote
agree.
the same book
I
every
agree
year.
with Ish that it becomes an insult when the consumers, the listeners, and anyone who doesn't do this day in and day out believes that what we do is easy and anyone can do it. It's an insult because that's not the case.
I definitely don't think anyone could do it.
Anybody can run a ball. All he is fast.
Make another one. The whole thing.
Yo,
but yeah.
Yo, when you get the voices,
Yo,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
You just, yeah.
Nah,
I wouldn't be paying y'all money every month if y'all weren't doing your
That's
job
a
at
good
the pro
segue.
level.
He's telling y'all to shut the fuck up because he contributes to Patreon.
You see what I mean?
I
Look,
love it.
all right.
I was just saying.
Fine.
But yeah,
Fine.
we got it. It's cool.
Don't press me too hard.
Period. Well, look,
Let me
I
get
love
my
that
phone.
y'all got some extra long episodes these last 2 weeks. I'm gonna go feed these country brothers real quick.
This one was long. Pause.
This one was over an hour too.
Whoa.
Hour
It
15.
went quick.
Yeah.
An hour 15.
See? Don't do that. Just because you
Damn,
brought for 4
dog.
hours, I'm not locking y'all in for 10 hours. I'm
Yo,
not
you know
putting
my
y'all on
favorite
salary.
part of the show?
I ain't got $1.5 million to split between 20 niggas.
To the rest of the world that work 8 hours every day,
Yeah, dog, that's what you
I understand. We wanted to talk about it.
You know what? I'm not shit, and it's okay. Everyone knows it. Y'all, this has been another episode of Selective Ignorance, where curiosity lives, controversy thrives, and conversations matter. We will see y'all next week. Bye.